Hey, yeah, welcome to Academy of Tone number 62. And this is a very historic day. Olli Hartmann here in the new studio. And and the first time with our new lineup. And we have a new team even here. So different mics and it's all new, but all exciting. Today, we wanted to talk a bit about that iconic GCM 800 here and the history. And of course...
My historic GCM 800.
Well, I mean, your history is 800, right?
800 years old, yes.
I mean, isn't your music just based on an 800 in a way? Maybe?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's my whole sound and my whole taste of guitar sound when it comes to overdriven sounds is based on JCM 800 that I heard when I was a kid.
Yeah. And you had an 800 at what kind of age?
I started with a deluxe reverb.
Right.
Princeton reverb. Two. In the early 80s, and then...
By the way, I had a Princeton too, but no reverb.
Okay.
Poor boy. Yeah.
Okay, well, it was quite a good amplifier, but not for a real rocker.
Yeah.
So
sure.
I was, of course, looking for a Marshall, seeing all the advertisements in the magazines with big stacks and everything.
Yeah.
So I started with a hybrid amp. It was this Artist.
Oh yeah.
It was 3203, whatever.
Well, number, yeah.
Marshall Artist, like a hybrid amp. It had a power tube amp.
Yeah.
And a transistor preamp.
Yeah.
It didn't sound bad, but it wasn't exactly what I was looking for.
Yeah.
And then I got a tuned Marshall JCM 800, the same one as this one, with these not horizontal but vertical laying inputs from 82, and this one was tuned with an extra tube, and this was like heaven. Not really dynamic, but tons of gain and a great kind of distortion.
Yeah.
And I got this when I was 17.
Yeah, and this was what age? What time? Like late 80s? We are kind of similar age.
Late 60s, yes.
Sure. Well, late 60s. Yeah.
Late 60s.
Yeah, what a great time that was, right?
The late 60s, yes.
Yeah, I mean,
if I would have been there, it would have been great.
Yeah. I was sometimes dreaming about, watching the Bond movies. If I would have if I would be a rock star in the late 60s, I would have a Jaguar E-Type.
Oh, yeah.
This long thing that has 12 cylinders and...
Plus an Aston Martin.
Yeah, okay.
As a second car just for shopping.
A little shopping for pedals,
Shopping for pedals.
Yeah, when you buy your Fuzz Face or whatever, or when you visit Jimmy, just around the corner, Carnaby Street.
Can I come for a coffee?
Yeah, sure, Jimmy. Okay, now we are actually in the kind of mood to talk about the history of how this GCM 800 came along. And going back to 60s, 40s, 50s, whatever, Jim Marshall, maybe it's interesting to know the general background. I have a Marshall book here, and this book is the history of Marshall amplifiers. And this book here, basically tells the story of Jim Marshall. He had some illness when he was a child. Then his father told him to become like Fred Astaire, like a tap dancer.
Okay.
Yeah, and to get his muscles going. And by doing that, he was dancing on stage, and then finally he was singing, and then he was discovered as a singer.
Okay.
And then he was actually having a gig as a singer, and then he discovered his interest for drums.
Okay.
He started to learn the drums. Then he was hired as a pretty high-profile drummer. At least that's what's in the book says.
Named Ed Frestaire.
Absolutely right. Yeah.
Ed Frestaire.
Hey, where's my beer? Cheers. And then when he had, cheers, Olli, come on.
Cheers.
When he had his drum, performances with bands, he found out that people were interested to buy more drums in a shop. So he opened up a shop, and then he had all these loonies like Keith Moon coming to the drum shop, bringing the other loonies, the guitar players, Pete Townsend, in the shop. And they hang out at his shop in London because the other shops in London were snobbish. They didn't treat rock people right. They thought, they don't read music. They are not jazz guys. They are the Abschaum.
Which is true.
They are the Abschaum of the Menschheit in German, if you know what I mean. Jim seemed to have a heart for them. So this kind of new scene was hanging around in his shop. And then when he had all the guitar players, he tried to import like American amplifiers, and there was the Fender Bassman, and of course then they tried to get more Fender Bassmans, and it was heavy to get them imported into the UK, and they were fucking expensive, and then they didn't get enough. So in the end, he came up with the idea, let's make something similar, a copy.
Yeah.
And of course, he was a great designer by changing a few parts, which were locally available. And that actually started his own amp, which is the GCM 45, which is this fellow here. That's my 1966 GTM 45.
When did they start to build them? 65?
No. They started 62.
62.
Yeah, and the first one they had the chassis sitting in the one corner. All these, and these amps had actually 33 watts only. And then the next follow up on that thing was like these guys here, which is a 1987 model, which is a 50 watt. This one actually is from the early 70s, or is it 69 or something like this. It's not a real plexi anymore. It has the
aluminium faceplate. Yeah.
I have a real plexi one, but this one is sitting at Peter Wyer's studio at the moment. Anyway, so what happened was they started with 30 watts, then they had like 50 watts. And then, of course, they had the 100-watt heads. And there was basically the first part of Marshall history was sheer volume.
Yeah.
Tone was big and there, but it's...
But not that important.
Not important. It was about...
Just loudness.
Loudness, yeah. And there's the story about Pete Townsend with the 8x12s, and then the guys leaving, the roadies quit, and then they cut it in half, and then they had the angled cabinet and the straight one, and it's a design by Jim Marshall because he thought it looks cooler to have an angled cabinet. And then he came
Which was somehow pretty clever, even if it just just wanted to sign something that looked good.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But the fun part of it is he came up with a story that said, when somebody asked him, like, why didn't you do a straight one like others are doing? I said, well, it's the projection. So if there's more people in the audience, the top speakers, they face upwards. So they project over the heads of the audience. So the last people in the last row still hear the guitar player. Oh, that's... And maybe it's true, maybe not. Who cares?
But guitar players love stuff like that. Yeah.
Exactly. This is what Jim Marshall learned. He learned stories, and he learned to listen to guitar players. Being a drummer, nice guy for a drummer. I mean, we know...
You said that.
We know a bunch of drummers. They listen to us, and we know some drummers that use us as their backing track. For their drum solo.
Yeah.
So it's either this way around or the other one, or it's music in between. Sometimes.
You said all that. I didn't do.
Okay, I mean, let me be in a silly mode today. I mean, Jeremy lost that soccer game. Who cares?
But now they have. That's the good news. Now they have more time to watch streams like this.
I thought now they have more time to watch the other teams, how good they are, or whatever.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm not the super soccer expert. The other thing we've done was our little video where we went out.
I saw that today.
Yeah.
It's pretty funny.
Yeah, and we actually should show some of the shots that we didn't show because, of course, one of the amp1s ended up on Kai's head.
Oh, okay.
One of the amp1s ended up on the toa, the goal, you know, and actually they still work, those amps. I mean, I was amazed. I knew they are kind of sturdy, but they have been hidden by Richard Morgan, who is sometimes here in the live stream as well. When we have no guests, so today no room for Rich. But anyway, the point is, Rich, the Englander, hit it very hard, and
like they do.
Yeah. And well, all that. The funny thing is, the amp actually still works. That we kicked. I don't know how many takes we did. We did some rehearsal takes, and then we did 5, let's say 10 times, hidden by a soccer player, and the amp is still in order.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you clean it then with flushing water?
No. We just left it as it is. Actually, where's the amp?
In the museum.
Yeah, but
the BluGuitar museum.
Yeah. Well, we have to. Maybe some grass is still sticking on the
authentic.
Authentic, sure. Okay, going back to the story of the GCM 800 series. Before that, we have seen, you know, all these fabulous 100-watt heads, like my Black Flag amp that you are totally covering now. That is kind of where your hip is, and my Thomas amp for those. This is like a 68, and it's 100 watts, and it's just a killer amp. And what the guitar players told Jim Marshall was, over the years, the rock gained a bigger popularity, and then they asked for more power, even more power, and then at a certain time, they asked for more gain. And gain...
I think it was also Pete Townsend who asked for more gain. Who else?
Who else? Well, who else? And but I mean, Pete Townsend was always a little bit more on the cleaner side, but he also had some fuzz pedals and stuff. Pete Townsend is a very unique player to me.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
He's a great rhythm player. A very good taste for sound too.
Absolutely. And I mean, his composing...
Totally underrated.
Yeah. Composing, writing. His writing. I mean, I'm a total Quadrophenia fan. I'm a total The Who, whatever, Who's Next. And basically everything he wrote was killer.
It's amazing how he developed, starting with songs like My Generation, up to what he did later on with Quadrophenia and many other things.
Yeah, and also diverse. I mean, this like mini opera, on the other side, Quadrophenia, or on the other side, like pop hits like Barbara O'Reilly, you know, and the combination of synthesizers, great. I mean, love this guy. Okay, back to the Marshall history or story. When we look at the classic plexis, you know, like my Black Flag, and then the one with the aluminum panels that were kind of the same circuitry, and the 800, there is something. Maybe it's even a book, but I printed that out in the schematics. So, where is all my nice notes? This here is the schematic of a Marshall 1959 model. The 1959 is simply the model number for 100 watts. Okay, the 1987 is the model number for 50 watt. Okay, and if we look at this schematic, I mean, some guys will get it, others will never get it. It's, but maybe I can explain. So this is the input, And on the input stage, we see the first tube stage, and there's another input. This is the low and the high, which means 4 sockets. 2 sockets here, input low, input high, and the same here, input low, input high. And as you can see, it's kind of the same circuitry. So these 2 inputs go to the first tube stage, and these 2 go to the second tube stage. And then this is all mixed together with this into this next tube stage. And if you see, there is there's a tube, and there's another tube stage. And actually these signs is in an ACC 83, there are 2 tube stages. So one little bulb of tubes houses 2 of these stages. And this thing here is called the cathode follower, because these stages are directly connected. Can you see? And that's a typical thing you find in guitar amps, and especially in Marshalls. So, and here is your tone stack, and bye-bye. This is the design.
It's not much. Yeah.
It's not much.
But it's working.
Yeah, it's working. That's the plexi, so to speak. And if we look at the 800 series, we can see actually there's the same. How can I try this? Yeah, okay. It's the same amount of tubes. So we have, let me grab it here. We have this stage is that stage. But what they've done in the 800 is they put the first stage directly to the next stage, similar to this cathode follower thing. And thereby they could have simply more gain. Having one gain stage or one stage, tube stage, into the next tube stage is cascaded, and thereby you simply have more gain. And that is just changing a few wires in these amps.
That's what I did with this one here.
Yeah, and this is what I've done on my GTM, on the Black Flag one as well. So it's pretty easy to mod a standard plexi to a GCM 800. So there's no big secret there.
From the preamp side.
From the preamp side, yeah. But actually, all the other things are it's not much difference. But since it is that little, it is down to the components. So you actually hear the output transformer, you hear the tubes, you hear all that stuff. But let me explain one more thing that you can see here in green. This is the tone control here, this section here. And then they put in a master volume after this. It's a simple port that simply makes the level down. And there's your master, and then on into the power amp section with the cathode follower. And that's it. So basically, we talk...
So the master volume in the JCM 800 single channel is also kind of a preamp master?
Yeah.
After the preamp?
Yeah.
Master volume, then into the power amp?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, hey, it's such a simple thing. But hey, what's wrong about it? It works. And
sounds good.
Yeah. And since it is so simple, it's 2 aspects. One is you actually hear every component. If you change one tube, you actually hear that tube, because it is only what you get in the circuitry. The next thing is it's very easy to modify. I mean, you change a few parts here, you change the gain of that stage, you change the low cut on that stage.
It's no big thing. Yeah.
It's not a big thing. You change 3 parts and you have more gain in a tighter sound. And that's basically it.
Yeah.
And of course, over the years, we have seen so many people modding the 800 or the plexi. And we have seen nuances, variations, and of course, you can go to extremes. But
of course, yeah.
But in the end, I think we all kind of come back to a point within, the original design wasn't bad.
Absolutely, and when you look at the amplifiers that are well known now and that are good, when you look at Bogner, for example, or Engel, maybe not that much regarding the sound design because they work a little different, but in the end, when you mix it all together, it always comes back to the main sound of a single channel JCM 800 with little more gain, much more gain. With another tube in front, but the recipes is always the same.
Yeah, and I think the 800 is such a natural foundation for rock music.
Absolutely,
because it's kind of the condensed,
like the Bitburger.
Oh yeah, Bitburger. It's like like the Marshall essence. It's kind of in the middle of their history, coming from GTM 45, coming from Plexis, and then what came afterwards with more gain at GVM series and the 2000 and stuff. It sits kind of nicely in the middle of their history, and to me, it's still the essence of what Marshall is.
Absolutely, I mean, I don't want to say anything bad about the new amps because I've heard JVMs that are really good. Also, the JCM 2000, the two-channel, dual-channel one is pretty good. But when it comes to sound, for me personally, it's always the Plexi, 100 watts. I prefer this one from the let's
50.
say sound structure, the 100 watts, and the normal 50 or 100 watts JCM 800 single channel. Regarding the gain and kind of this typical overdrive sound, the frequencies and everything.
Yeah, and to me the funny thing is this amp also works with any guitar, any player, and it still shows the guitar and the player. And I think
it's not always that good, but
well, if the player sucks, the performance sucks. But it is.
It's a true amp.
It's a true amp, and therefore I still highly regard that amp, and I'm also inspired by that a lot on my vintage and classic channels. Blah blah blah.
That's why I love your stuff.
Yeah, yeah. But it's I think that it. Yeah, I can say that with. Having seen so many different amps, the original 800 design is still kind of in the center of the rock music.
Yeah.
And I totally get it if you want to have a little bit more of that, and then there are so many ways. People tried with high output pickups, people tried with overdrive pedals, with boost pedals, with EQ pedals, with anything.
And many companies, that's what we were talking about, many companies as Boss or MXR and others, they design their pedals that way that it especially works for these kind of amps.
Yeah. Last episode, I had Mick Taylor from that pedal show as a special guest. Yeah. They have a different foundation. When they listen to their pedals, they always have their clean amps as a platform. Which is great because that's the other world. Yeah. But we two guys, we want to have
We're the boost guys.
We are the boost guys, yeah. We want that dirty, smoking, raunchy, rocky Marshall foundation. And then that's our starting point. And to start our journey into different directions of Satrianisch, more gain, or...
And then we buy 100 distortion overdrive pedals to make it sound different.
Well, I mean,
that's the way it is.
This is the way it is. And then in the end, sometimes you enjoy certain combinations. Sometimes you just enjoy the journey of that.
Yeah.
And then you come back
to... It's a nice hobby.
Yeah. And then, maybe, I show you... we talk about that sound, and we only have played amp once so far. But we could actually... listen to a few of your Marshalls, my Marshalls, and pedals, and by the way, let me have a little look at the chat today. What's going on? Okay, some people drink beer. I see. That's
good.
That's well, Soccer Mood Genau, guys. I think the cascaded circuit was also custom made for Blackmore on his majors. Yes, that's correct. Richie asked for more, of course, and more gain and stuff and output. And that's where the majors came from. What is this? 50 watt? The Gretchenfrage. That's it. Yeah. 100 watt or 50 watts?
So and so.
Olli, what's your answer?
I've heard good 100 watts. I've heard amazing 50 watts JCM 800s. I think it depends a bit on your personal taste. If you have a 50 watt master volume Marshall, they break up more nicely maybe as a 100 watt amp. It's not that stiff maybe.
Yeah.
It's a little more creamy.
Yeah.
That's what I like, especially when playing solo.
Yeah.
There's this certain amount of mids
Yeah.
in the sound. But when it comes to a rock rhythm sound, I would always prefer the 100 watt version.
Yeah. Therefore, I modded my Black Flag being 100 watts, but being a very smooth, mid-woody sounding 100 watt. You know, the later ones, they are too aggressive.
Yeah.
And for me, this
The early 70s.
Yeah. This Black Flag is the holy grail 800 for me personally. This is what, you know, I played many others, blah, 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 but that's my 800 and I don't need any other personally. But as we all know, you play 3 different 800s and they all are different and they all have their beauty.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Okie doke.
But I can understand that some people, when it comes to the structure of the overdrive from a JCM 800, especially the singles channel, it's very dry, airy, and punchy, with not too much low mids, which makes it so easy to boost it up with pedals or with high output pickups like they did with a I don't know.
There's
Super Distortion by DiMarzio and all these other stuff.
There's still so much room for boost and stuff.
To push it.
And
but I can understand, that's what I wanted to say, if some people maybe think it's, depending on how you work with the tone controls, that it sometimes can sound a bit harsh.
Yeah. I have, Eternalism says, I had 800s but wanted the Plexi instead after I tried preamp distortion classic. Before was Fabio 4, GMP 100 or 80s GSIM 800. This one is a GMP with 50 watts. And this is...
Same circuit.
It's the same circuit, and that's exact. This is like an 800 without the 800 cosmetics. So, I mean, we all know this big front panel and the big logo kind of things, which is the iconic look of the 800 series. But actually, the circuit has been around in the late 70s already.
Yeah.
So this
800 78, I think.
78. And the 800 came later, like 82?
81.
81. Oh, you know it better. I have to look up in the book. You know,
I was 11. No, 31. No. No.
Now you told your truth.
No, fuck it up.
Okay, too late.
Okay, no.
So, anyway, going back, let's listen to a few sounds. Okay, I'm here on my... That's my amp 1. Get rid of the reverb and switch to amp number 3. And that should be... Yeah, that's my Black Flag. The one...
I give you some space.
Well, we probably all know. It's hard to see now because it's underneath Olli. Here it is.
But it's good looking.
Yeah, here we go. It's that Thomas amp. Here we can see it. Okay, switch it off and on. Okay, so this is my 800 modded. So, and if you listen to my amp 1.
The classic. Classic channel. Oh,
That's the vintage.
vintage channel. Okay.
Okay. Okay, you can tell I like that amp. Okay,
Yeah.
and to me, that Black Flag is such
It's breathing. Yeah.
breathing, warm, big. It's 100 watt, but it's not too brittly. I can play it with a Strat. It's my ideal 800.
Yeah.
Anyway, you know what?
Sounds great.
What's yours? We simply plug in one of yours.
That's when we're at the JTMs, we can maybe compare it to this one.
Okay,
We can check this. Yeah.
So
It's already on, but the lamp is broken.
yeah, the same on on the other side. They don't last forever.
No.
So let's switch to. Okay, this is your input. Can you do the speaker sitting on your side, or
Yeah.
shall I jump over? Okay.
It's okay.
So, wait, no. This is the input. This is the guitar.
Oh, okay. Better this way.
Yes. Hey guys, by the way, when we did the sound check, Olli was.
Oh yeah, good story.
Olli was the joker, and he put his special Iridium amp into the blue box, but he used from the speaker out of the amp one. He didn't use the speaker level in. No, he used the line level in, and we listened to the sound. And think, maybe we can put
Pretty MIDI.
Yeah, it's a bit and it's not so clean. Maybe something is wrong here.
Yeah.
And then I thought, okay, maybe the blue box is damaged.
Or maybe the sound of the speakers or whatever.
Yeah. Well, we listened just to the blue box, so it could be our studio monitors as well. But mine was fine. So I grabbed another blue box, and I found out while seeing the blue box that he was simply using the wrong input.
It was just a test.
Yeah.
Just a test for your electric skills and
And actually, I'm
solving problems and
I this can actually damage the blue box, and I'm pretty lucky because you're not a low volume player.
What?
You are not a volume player. Anyway, what? Yeah, okay. I said Captain.
Oh, must have been 82.
Yeah. Okay, the blues captain.
Yeah.
Hey, give it some sound.
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
We first have to plug the speaker cable too.
Yeah. Could you see where it is? Don't.
I hope so. Don't have my glasses with me.
Yeah. Okay.
This still works. Yeah.
Now I have to explain a little bit what the setup is here. I put our switcher here, and the switcher can switch between my amps and a third one from over there, which we are using right now. So at this point, I'm the master. I will play through Olli's amp, but I will pass the lead in a minute. But just, I'm curious first for myself. Can you?
Yeah, let's see what happens anyway here.
Okay, it's not broken.
Yeah.
Give it more master. Yeah.
It also has a power scaling by Dick Baldringer, so it's turned down a little bit in the end. Should I crank it up?
No. For me, now the point is I want to learn what's your deal with the 800 story.
Yeah.
So whatever you like is, I want to know. So this is how you played.
Yeah, depending on the cabinets, of course. But this is how I normally play it.
Okay.
Yeah. So the first two tubes are cascaded.
Yeah.
So I can adjust the amount of gain on these two knobs. of course, sounding different to find the right spot where with the balance of the bass and highs. But this is working pretty good for me this way. Yeah.
Okay, let me see.
Yeah.
And then I'll let you play again. And for me, it's the interesting part to learn what you like about that kind of concept. And maybe I can do tweaks or whatever, but just a kind of nice. For my personal taste, I like the tone a bit bigger, but that's me. Okay.
So I know what you mean.
So this is kind of more focused, and this sits very well in the mix.
Yeah.
And this works.
How to say? I don't like it too bright.
Yeah. For me, that's going back to my old drama from my childhood days when I had my Mesa Boogie and I wanted to be a rocker and I had a saxophone.
And it didn't work.
Yeah, and then, since that age, I was suffering of the lack of a big tone, and I'm still having this emotions. Is my tone big enough?
112 open back. The 112 open back suffering.
Yeah. You know what? I would give that a little extra boost with a distortion. Gary Moore. I got this today from our local shop, 6 and 4 in Sulzbach an der Saar. Anyway, no, nice guys. And I was checking out in the internet. This is the original Gary Moore settings. Exactly like that. I copied.
I wish I knew that when I was 15.
Well, I didn't knew about that settings unless I found it today.
Okay. Yeah.
So this is your Marshall. And in the last episode, I was talking about Gary Moore being a Strat guy.
Yeah.
And how much he influenced me with his 61 Strat. And here we go. Over the Hills. Do you remember any of that?
Over the Hills and Far Away.
Yeah, it's only D minor I remember, but I can't remember.
Was it D minor or was it?
D minor.
D minor?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
how
exactly.
Was
I feel. Oh.
Genau.
My guitar is out of tune. Yeah.
Something like this?
Oh, very good memory. Yeah. Anyway, so
childhood memory.
What was okay, just for fun, I go back for my amp one. Okay, it's way louder. Maybe I.
But I can also turn up this one because that's also something what you maybe mean with a bigger tone, because I have this preamp master volume, so when it's the more you crank it up, the more creamy it gets. So when you turn it down and turn the power amp up again, so you get this more bigger tone.
Okay,
Wow.
give it a few dBs, a touch,
Oh, yeah.
a touch.
Just a touch.
So we are on the Marshall now. Okay, good. See, my sound is bigger, and that's.
Yeah.
I mean, I can get there while
You got more. You got a little more treble, less mids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's okay. A matter of taste, and this
Of
is Okay. Anyway, I passed.
But I should also maybe change the power tubes of this one. They are in there for, I don't know, like
Okay.
15 years.
So I'm back to bypass. So you have your Marshall as it usually should be or
Let's see.
is.
Yeah, that's our amount of gain, like a JCM 800 single channel, but due to the
Mods,
tone controls, it still has got a little bit more of this brown sound as Van Halen has and players like these. So that's what I really love. This little bit of in between these both amplifiers. That's what I love.
Yeah, okay. I like that too. I mean, this is why I've done my mods in a similar way, but still different.
Yeah.
And there's, I think, when we're talking about personalities, I mean, in people, in tone, in playing styles, this is what it's about.
Yeah.
I mean,
Of course.
and
Because you play with the amplifier, like how you hold the pick, how you hit the notes and everything.
And when this is in sync, you become one with the instrument, with the guitar, with the amp, with the room, with the universe, and then you start to make music. I mean, if everything is right. And therefore, it's totally legal to ask for all these nuances. And there's no 100%.
There's no rule.
Yeah, there's no rule, and there's no 100% wrong or right.
No.
Because it's only wrong or right for you.
Yeah, absolutely.
No? So we all, you have owned, I don't know how many Marshalls, I have owned how many Marshalls, and we all rave about the amps that we like, but it is about all little nuances. And some of my amps maybe are not your favorites, and some of your amps are probably my favorite, but we can agree on certain aspects.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And so that's kind of interesting.
Yeah, when you talk about amplifiers, the chain goes along then to what kind of speakers you use and all that stuff.
Yeah.
I was also, as you too, working a lot with trying out different speakers and how they react with amplifiers. Because you can sometimes you feel that the amp doesn't sound good. It's not always just the amplifier. You have to run the right cabinet and the right speakers.
Yeah, and then the whole instrument, the electric guitar, consisting of the guitar and the amp and the speaker, it's a feel thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that, to me, that's
hard to explain.
It's hard to explain, and some people don't hear it. And okay, maybe some people hate me for that, but most modelers don't feel right to me. They sound
I know
good.
what you mean. Yeah.
They sound pretty good, but they don't feel the way these guys do.
That's always the problem. Nothing to say, nothing bad I want to say about things like Kemper or other things, because I really know how easy it is to come with a stick to a festival, to put it in and play a 2-hour show with the same sounds you always have.
Absolutely.
It's perfectly working.
Yeah.
And when you play with in-ear, it's quite the same. But there's still something in tonal that I can't explain. Not when you compare it A to B, when listening to it quick for just a few seconds. It's when you play, and also this the
interaction,
the interaction with the volume control. It's different.
Yeah,
it must be different, of course.
Well,
because how to say, this profile is just a picture of a certain sound that you modeled, and it's not the full thing.
Yeah,
how a sound reacts.
I personally agree also. Why? Well, stuff is getting better, but still, for me, you know, I have a 61 Strat, and I put so much work into getting another Strat to be as good like the BluGuitar or whatever.
Which is difficult because I know it's just one.
Yeah, this is a fucking great guitar.
Yeah.
Every time you pick it up, it's like, sorry guys, there's something about that guitar. And I can give that to anybody. But one reason for that is also because it has been played so much, and it has a great substance of whatever wood and pickups.
And
then
you know the guitar, how it works.
well-
and what doesn't work, because every guitar has something that doesn't really work.
yeah,
here and
when
there.
I don't work, the guitar tells me what to do. My phrase is always, the music is built into a guitar, and whatever brand and whatever model, no matter what price, if you pick up an instrument that talks to me like, hey, there's music in for me, keep that instrument. That's the rule. No matter, I don't have to read a brochure, and if it's expensive or anything. If
No, it doesn't.
this is what
Of
is
course,
a-
there's a difference here and there when it
Yeah.
comes to quality and everything else, woods and whatever.
yeah.
Craftsmanship. But I also had an experience when I was still teaching
Yeah.
a guitar, and there was a student coming to me with a very, very, very cheap Yamaha Pacifica
And it was
from the low series,
They're good.
And I took it just to tune it for him, and I thought like, shit, I want to have this guitar.
Yeah.
it was 150 euros guitar.
Yeah, I had a similar experience with that series as well. I mean, I was impressed how great a guitar can be at that price point.
Yeah.
So, and all I'm saying is, I mean, if you have an instrument that reacts, and if you are young and don't have the money, there are instruments that have that quality.
Nowadays, for God's
Yeah.
sake,
Yeah.
not when we were kids.
No.
No. We had the Headicasters and all that shit.
Yeah, and the Fenders in the 80s were shit. Where's the
Yeah.
I
We still wanted to have them, but they were shit.
I don't know where that guitar is, but hey guys, if I ever find this guy that bought this guitar, I feel sorry for him.
Bring him some flowers.
But I have so hard memories with that guitar. To be honest, this guitar had the thickest lacquer ever. It had a neck that, while playing on stage, were kind of moving. So the strings, so the low strings.
Was it 2-point or 3-point?
I think it was 3-point. Yeah. So the strings went off the fretboard, and I had to knock the guitar down to get it back in tune and finish the gig.
But that's something you will never forget.
Oh, sure.
In your life.
Yeah. And they had this flat pole pieces. Actually, the sound wasn't that bad. I have recordings of that guitar.
But it wasn't fun.
No, it wasn't fun. And then afterward, I had the GV series from Squier, which was kind of a good step up.
Another planet.
Yeah. Hey, let's listen to your white GCM 800.
Oh, yeah.
Now comes the top of the mountain. Man on the white mountain. I grabbed the...
Man on the White Mountain.
Yeah. By the way, I will play with Tony Carey this year again.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so we will play Man on the Silver Mountain for sure.
Have fun.
Yeah. In August.
Okay, let's see.
This needs to switch off, my dear colleague, because no speaker.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay, are you using high or low?
I broke it once.
You broke it once?
This way. Not this one, but another one.
Okay, you know what? I play a little bit of that amp 1 again, and now I go back to 3 to... Yeah, this sounds...
It wasn't in use for I don't know, 1 year.
Okay, maybe you twiddle
Yeah.
the knobs a bit, and this is... Yeah, give it a good...
They're okay, but the master volume, it's a bit...
Yeah,
like
okay. Okay, it's a little bit too loud compared to the other. Just a little bit. Okay, that's nice. Yeah.
This is a typical in-your-face JCM 800. It's like,
This is
poof.
This is my tone.
Yeah.
I mean, I could gig with it anytime.
Yeah.
Plug in, feel great,
Absolutely.
and killer. Yeah. I think I can get that sound also with my Amp 1 because I like that so much. May have to switch to low gain. Let me see. I want to know that.
Pretty close. Pretty close.
That's pretty close, huh?
Yeah.
And I have some reverb.
Me, not so much.
Yeah. But hey, this is the first time I play your amp. And it's even though in my whole entire life I never had that amp. But
it's a good one.
It's
of
a
the
good
series,
one. Yeah.
and when you get a good one and you know how it sounds,
Yeah.
you can instantly play with it.
Yeah, and since I connect with that amp, and I mean, I think I have all the criteria or the nuances of that is in my amp 1 as well.
Yeah.
Because that's what I like.
Yeah.
I mean, some people maybe think, oh, the amp 1 is not my amp. Well, it could be your amp if it would be voiced the way you like it.
I was just a few weeks talking with somebody who owns a Mercury.
Yeah.
Said like he was trying a lot and this and that, and he's not 100% happy with it. And then we were talking about what he likes.
Yeah,
and they said like, this is maybe not working with this amplifier, not with this tonal thing you have.
Yeah, I mean, I can give it a try. If you connect with the guy, I might find out some things with the low gain mode and stuff to come even closer. But there are limits because I have to decide what I want. And when I want something, I do it, and I go my 100% in my direction.
That's the way it should be.
Yeah, and then of course, if somebody else wants something different, I can't offer that. But
but it's not your goal to offer everything. You want to offer sounds that you like, where you think this is my thing. This is perfectly working, and
And an 800 is an 800, and there's a lot of people that like 800s, like the two of us, and a lot more. But on the other hand, it's like there are tons of other amps, and they have different characters, and
of course.
And different.
And none of them are bad.
No,
it's just a matter of playing your taste, and
for
what kind of music you need them.
Maybe some of them are bad, but we won't tell you which ones.
Now,
anyway, but no, most amps have people behind them that have been designed with a vision and a heart, and they did the best to get there.
Yeah.
And if you would listen to the process when somebody does the sound design with that guy, with that particular guitar, and that makes probably all the sense.
Yeah.
The question is this me? Is this you? Is this you? So, and there is the amp that you like or not.
Absolutely. And when it comes to straight rock sounds, as you said, the recipe for making an amplifier and how to modify it in which kind of directions, it's always the main recipe is the same. Yeah. There was just one more step ahead in the beginning of the 90s when they said like we really want more gain, and we don't get that with these 3 preamp tubes. You have like one more preamp tube, like my first tuned Marshall was.
Right.
The only problem was in these early tuned Marshalls, there was another tube stage in front. So you had tons of more gain, but they were some kind of, let's say, not that dynamic.
Right.
Sometimes, and hard to control.
Yeah.
So that's what they did later to find a kind of a way to do it with 2.
Yeah. And by the way, this one which you are covering right now, this is the one that has a switch on the input socket, the white one, the white little switch there. And this
the fly switch.
yeah. This is actually to switch in and out that extra tube.
Oh, okay.
So this amp is modded that style.
That's what I want to do also with this one, because this is a PA.
Yeah.
So it has one extra tube.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm planning
It's
to do.
easy to make that mod. You know, you have that hole, you have that socket, the tube is already there, the heat is, so just you know, very
do something with it.
Yeah. So this is this nice fellow. But just for the reference, let us do a thing. Let me play your GSM 800, the white one. Your best GSM 800.
By the way, I owned many of them.
Yeah.
During the past, I don't know, 25 or even more years.
Yeah.
But I got this from a friend because he's also watching now.
Ah.
Says, it's
hello, friend.
His name is Thorsten Weber. He's also a brilliant guitar player.
Yeah.
Who comes around the same area as I grew up and then moved to Spain and blah, blah, blah.
Okay.
And I knew that he had this amplifier, and I knew that from the late 80s. When we first met, and I said, like, when you sell this amplifier, I will buy it. And then he once called me and said, like, yeah, I'm selling it now. I said, like, I take it.
Okay.
I take it.
So this is a very special GSM 800.
Absolutely.
Okay,
Yeah.
let me dig in a bit more. Okay, this is this one. Okay,
That's what I call in your face.
Yeah, I try to do the same with the amp 1. I have too much gain. Let me try.
Yeah.
Let me try the low gain mode and see.
Yeah. More treble. But it's close. Pretty close. The highs are a little, let's say, a little more mild.
Yeah.
A little bit, yeah.
Okay, what I'm doing now is I try to adjust I switch to the low gain mode.
Yeah.
And the low gain mode changes the gain on, well, the overdrive gain. And since I have now a different setting, the treble bleed or the bright cap that is on the gain
Works
differently. I can even tweak it further with the remote one, and I'm sure I'm getting even closer. But it's like, to get that amp sound, use the low gain mode, because that's the standard I programmed in.
Yeah.
And
I can tweak this one to make it sound like that.
no, it's okay. Hey, I just
Let
want
me try this,
Okay.
just for a check.
Okay. Okay, now you have more gain, right?
No. That's pretty close. Pretty close. I don't have that. But that's what I'll say. This typical reaction when it comes to the presence and the treble, which is very unique. for the JCM 800. Not everybody likes that.
Yeah.
So because normally you used to turn this up to like, I don't know, 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, and then you will die.
Now
With the JCM 800.
Yeah,
that doesn't work.
No.
You really have to turn it down, and depending on the amplifier,
Yeah.
of course, and transformer. But they work different.
Yeah. Hey, very, very cool. Is there any other setting? I mean, you play your amp and show me.
I didn't play it for a while, so it's going to be fun.
Okay.
But that's how it should sound. That's great.
Okay.
Yes, just a very true and rocking amplifier.
Dynamic and let me do my tweaking on the amp and see if I get close when you play. So, can you do your thing?
Switch. Oh, okay.
So,
Okay,
sorry.
yeah. You did something.
Yeah, I switched on the reverb. No,
But it's very
so,
close.
It's so close.
I mean, that's the reason why I play this one.
yeah, sure. I knew the difference was in the mids.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I knew.
I
and
thought
this-
that my one had more mids.
Exactly.
Yeah,
And
that's
then
funny.
I gave you that extra part of extra mids to fool you. But anyway, I knew, even without looking at your face, I knew where you went. And here, by the way, the guest from my last, Mick Taylor, I met him a couple of years back. And this was when I was releasing the Amp 1. I had that amp with me, the Thomas, the Black Flag with me, and my AB switching system. And Mick was playing, and we did the blind test like that. And I had the foot switch going back and forth. And then in the end, I said, Mick, which amp are you playing? And I said, and he said, can I hear the other one again? Can I hear the other one? Now I'm playing the Marshall. And it was this one.
Yeah.
So if I want, I can be.
I can remember sitting in this room on the German fair in Frankfurt with you, checking out the first version of the Mercury, where you had this one with you too.
Yeah.
And I knew that one before, and I like this amplifier, and we checked until it was like really 100% on point.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, but the point is, I mean, we like those amps, and I can get there too. That's my point. Very, very simple. I wouldn't play this amp if it wouldn't do what I have here. That's my I mean, if there's an amp that is actually way better than mine, I will play it, and I don't mind if I'm on stage with an amp that has another logo on it. I can only learn. I mean, that's a general thing.
But of course, there's this main thing. What makes us all think to buy a multi-channel amplifier? Many things. These amps, they all have mainly just one sound.
Yeah.
Of course, you can tune them to have an extra tube, to have a reverb, to have a loop and whatever. But you normally have this one sound, and don't touch the controls anymore. That's the way.
Leave it.
Yeah. Leave it like this. Don't touch it.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Yeah.
So when it comes to this, you have way more possibilities.
Sure. Yeah. One thing about the 800, it has been reissued by Marshall.
Yeah.
And the new reissues have effects loops.
Mm-hmm.
The old ones, the original ones didn't have
this one has one too, but it was modified.
modified. Yeah. But the original version was without the effects loop. You know, like the schematic that I showed before. So of course they and then there's tons of signature models based on that.
Zakk Wylde.
Zakk Wylde. Hey, where do we are? Can you pass me on the pedal board pedal collection? Pedal, please?
The whole thing.
The whole thing. Yeah.
The whole big thing.
I have a zip before. Yeah.
If I can still lift it up, let's see.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I prepared
Your menu.
My menu. Okay, this is it's something that I just actually I have lots more pedals, as you all know. But this is come on.
This is very small.
This is so limited, you know. I hardly. I feel ashamed that I have only these pedals.
He really feels limited now.
Yeah. Give me a limiter. Yeah. So talking about this is Zakk Wylde's pedal, and guess what? He played that with an 800, which is a Zakk Wylde signature amp, which is an 800 again.
I never checked out this one, but I don't think that it's that much different as a normal MXR distortion plus.
No,
a little different, of course, but
let's do it. To me, it sounds a little bit like a modded tube screamer.
Okay.
Okay, so here we have a candidate for our next section here.
Let's put them all here.
Okay, this actually upstairs I have that what is the Blues Breaker.
Oh yeah, good pedal. I used this for quite a long time when I was using these amplifiers on stage.
Yeah. So I have the real deal upstairs, and this is the Chinese hot tone version, which is actually pretty good too.
Okay.
Anyway.
And small.
This is how small can you go? I mean, this is like tiny. You have to make sure you're not swallowing your pedals.
You need tiny fingers, because you have to.
Well, it's designed by Chinese, but you know,
Chinese small hands.
Yeah. Okay. So here, see this is funny.
But I got small hands too.
Yeah. I mean, what's your?
Even the winner. You're even the winner, I think.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But not much. Just tiny little bit more. Here, this is the mint condition OD1, which I bought back in the 80s, and the yellow has faded a bit, which comes from the same series. Like, you know, here my DS1, which came brand new out of the box.
Yeah, these two pedals are the absolute classics of Boss.
Yeah. So what else? Here is the Nobles. That's the secret weapon. If you are missing a Marshall-esque tone with anything, this gives you a bit of that in a pedal done.
Okay.
And it works in front of the overdriven amps, and it works in front of clean amps.
Okay.
This is a universal.
That doesn't often happen.
Yeah, exactly. That's a kind of the Nobles thing. By the way, it's Bernd Kurzke from Hamburg. You know the story about Bernd?
No.
He used to work for, I think, #1 music store once back in the years, very long ago, and they imported the Tom Scholz Rockman and stuff.
I had that Nobles version.
That's him.
Yeah.
Okay. So he started with kind of copies of things, but then he created stuff on the next level. And the OD, what is it called? The OD1 of Nobles became a classic. It became the secret weapon of the Nashville guitar players. If you don't have an OD1 in Nashville, you suck. So show me the OD1.
Thrown out of the studio.
Yeah, the OD1 is the overdrive pedal for the Nashville session guys, because they all play Fenders and they have no great overdrive. And with that pedal, it makes them Nashville rockers. Anyway, not real rockers, but Nashville rockers. And this one is the luxury version with a 3-band EQ, and it's nice too. And here we have another Tube Screamer clone, and
very good one.
Yeah, the Rodenberg is a very cool one, and this is the Spark from TC, which is a neutral boost, or let's say it has no overdrive. It just has frequency and gain available. But that's also a nice thing to pair with a GCM 800. Or any amp of that style.
So is it maybe similar to what I have with the Tone Burst? Because this is a normal boost section here, and I have a tone control with bass and treble, and I have an additional very light gain.
This thing has no gain.
No gain.
No, this is that clean. It just has frequency.
Just a clean boost.
Yeah, but you can tweak the frequencies. There's like a fat position, a clean, and a mid hump, and then you have It's a thing, very affordable, and I would call this as a frequency adapter. I mean, you can adapt. Tweak the frequencies if your guitar has...
That is what I am always looking for, because normally most of the players that I know, they are happy with their main rhythm distorted sound, and they just look for something to push the distortion, the amount of overdrive, maybe a little bit more mids, but in the right spots. This is always a problem when it comes to boosters, to find this right spot.
That is easy one for this one. Okay, we if you don't know the pedal, we put it on the pile. Okay, you know the Rodenberg, we don't have to put it. Any comments here? Let me see. Ja. Sag mal, Boss, gibt's bald auch Juice? Marshall-Modelle mit diesem blauen Technik. I'm not talking about this.
That's a good one. Please play guitar. I need back to the job. I'm sorry. We're talking a lot, but...
okay. Yeah, we will play some more guitar in a few minutes.
Can I get the sound of the 255? Okay.
Can I get the sound of the 2550 with the amp 1?
Yes, you can.
Okay, he's talking about the Silver Jubilee, right?
Yeah. Good amplifier.
Yes. I've done a video when I had a Jubilee in a UK store when Brexit and COVID and lost the game feels like very disconnected from the UK lately. Something is wrong here. Guys in the UK, I come back next year. Whatever there is, I don't care. I was in the store in the UK and I had one of those 2550s, the Silver Jubilees, and I had made an A-B comparison. And I can get very, very close too. The amp, again, is different from the 800 series because the tone control sits differently and has a wider range of tones you get.
There's more possibilities than with
it's another great amp. I should do a proper video on an A-B for that one day. Silver versus silver.
Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't like them when I was young because somehow
well,
during that time I felt I wanted to have more gain, and I thought that with just this amplifier I can let's say reach my goal, and but it wasn't that much gain. It was of course way more than with the JCM 100, but not the sound that I was looking for. I was during that time was more there's a the Hoover sound. Yeah.
Okay, let's do some Hoover in a minute. But here's another classic, which is the Proco Red. The Red is actually like a high gain fuzz in a way that is a bit cleaner than the vintage fuzzes.
For God's sake.
Yeah. Yeah. That also goes well with this. And this is the Chula by Love Pedal. That's another nice, actually 2 stage gain boosts. You have one and you have another one that you can adjust.
Okay.
So there's even more.
More.
Ingvi style. So that's all cool. So for the guys, I show you, let me show you the pedals in front of any of the 800s. So there's no sound at all. Why? Because, I have no cable. Can you?
No, I keep it now.
Okay, I just plug in here. And yeah. Anyway, sounds good. Well, maybe it's also because the monitors are louder than in the old studio. I mean,
could be.
Yeah.
It's all a matter of feeling.
Yeah, it's the same monitors, but maybe I put them louder, and it's like.
Which speak simulation do you use from the
1970, 1970, the usual. Mine.
Okay, same one that I use. Okay.
Oh no, I think you used the 67.
67?
Yeah, you are.
Oh, yeah.
You're
on the 9070. Okay.
Yeah, I'm fatter
also
than
good
you.
one. Yeah.
Yeah. Little reverb and then a little delay, and I'm home. And now I go back for middle position 555, and then I'm Thomas Blug again.
Yeah.
Maybe a little bit of that built-in boost, and I can. How do you call that fast notes? Widdly widdly, the boodly boodly.
Widdly widdly, widdly widdly.
Alice,
the hoovering.
The hoovering. Ah, okay.
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Okay, we save that for the next song.
Yeah.
But just for. So this is amp1 as it is with a little of the delay. Let's have less reverb. Okay, and now I have the distortion DS1, which comes. Okay, we know.
I didn't hear this pedal for, I don't know, 20 years or so.
It's actually pretty good.
Yeah.
You know.
I started to think about that pedal and how it sounds, or how it sounded in my memory.
Yeah.
When I was younger. When talking about Gary Moore.
Yeah. Yeah, nice. Okay, now I have the amp1 boost on top of that. Okay,
too much.
Yeah, whatever. Okay, crazy for gain.
But that's what as far as I know, Gary Moore also did on stage. He had like one distortion, DS1, to have that extra gain for the rhythm sound, and had another distortion pedal. I don't know if it was a DS1 or something else, to again boost his sound for solos.
Yeah.
Two pedals.
I have my pedal built in here. You know, it's like. the built-in boost on top. Yeah, okay.
That's the same recipe that I mainly have too. I have a classic normal rock sound. Then I boost it. This boost is different. It has been tuned by Julian because it's not this one. It's the one from the Iridium. It's small.
It's a bit
small banded.
It has more mids than this one.
Yeah. But it doesn't affect the sound that much.
Yeah.
And then sometimes when I need more gain, I have a few
Extra
different pedals. And then I use this booster here with this extra gain stage. Yeah, so it's not tons of gain, but it's
that's just that right amount that makes it,
to make it fluid more for playing solo.
Nice. Okay, just for fun, I will plug in the other pedals. So okay, I probably put my volume down a little bit because I was compared to you very loud. Okay, and I give it a touch less treble because I want to be normal again.
You want to be normal again?
Huh?
Thomas wants to be normal again.
I try to. Okay, anyway, so we had the DS1, okay? Nice. And the original specs are no battery. Now I need a power... Oh, sorry, guys.
That's what I can still remember very, very good from being 15, 16 years old, not having a power supply, just operating with normal batteries, you know, and always have during every practice this low battery sign.
Yeah, and now I need a cable to connect battery. Wait a minute, I have no cable here. No, there's no. I have seen one today, but somewhere lost in the studio. Doesn't matter. You know what? I swapped for the power of my delay. So if this is on parallel, we still have sound, right? Double check. Yeah. Okay. That's another advantage of the parallel effects loop. In case your delay pedal in the effects loop has no power anymore, there's still
just
some
switch
sound.
Yeah.
You know, with on serial mode, we wouldn't hear anything anymore.
That's right.
I'm just stealing my power from this. Oh, fuck. It's that short, is it? Yeah, it is. So move over, baby. Okay.
I got one still.
No, it's okay.
Yeah?
I'm... Okay, got it here. So, guys, this is my... I think my treble. So that's the amp as it is, and now I show you the spark in front of it. So upper mids is called mid here. Clean is just neutral. And fat is low mids. And then I have.
But it's how to say it's the right low mids.
Yeah.
It's still stable.
Exactly. It's not too fluffy. I can have that bass control to get rid of What?
Yeah.
Tighten up the low end. This is now on your Marshall. I have changed my settings.
Okay.
But it does the same job. And I think it's one option without modding an amp to have a pedal.
Absolutely.
So
especially these kind of JCM 800s, they can when you boost them, they can need some low mids. No problem.
Yeah. Okay, so this was this fellow. Okay, let's see what else we got in the collection. You didn't hear the Zakk Wylde? I give you Zakk Wylde. Here's it. Okay, and we need power. This is here. Now cables turn very short.
It definitely has some of these tube screamer genes.
Yeah. Mids kind of, but it goes one step further. It has even less low end. It has even more gain. Okay, I do the same thing with the tube screamer. Easy. Zakk had a little a farty moment here. It's not his tone. It's only when he's leaving us. So this is bypass. And that's the tube screamer. You know, it's
still perfectly working for these kind of sounds.
It already takes, you know, there's your focused mid-range. There's no fluffiness in the low end, and it has been around with the same days. You know, it's like, you know.
I'll say that's why they build it this way, to make it work with these kind of amplifiers.
Yeah. These were the guys around. Yeah. So we had all these beautiful pedals. Oh.
I still had some, but I forgot them at home. Including with the case.
I have still some more, but we have more episodes to show you. And
one that I maybe can mention for this episode still is because I know that Gary Moore also used this one for a while. He used many things from T-Rex, the Möller.
Yeah,
which is a very good overdrive pedal, including an extra booster. That's what I was saying. What Gary Moore often had, this typical extra overdriven sound, plus an extra boost for solos. And this pedal is working great for that. Möller.
I think this was a soccer player too.
A German soccer player way back in the 90s, right?
Is this Möller any reason for the name of that pedal?
I don't think so. I can ask Lars, but I don't think so. No.
Who came up with a name like Möller?
Danish guys.
Yeah, Danish guys are funny, no?
They're really cool, really cool. I know them for years, and they're really not only making great pedals, they're also really funny guys.
Yeah, talking about the funny guys, I think we also have a very, very special little moment here, because here somebody in the team just turned into a very delicate age. of 27.
Very old men.
Very old man with the age of 27. I mean, this is...
Oh, yeah.
It's dangerous.
Life's over, I tell you.
Yeah. This is like... this is the year. If you survive that, you will survive us. But, yeah. You know, the guy here new on the switching is Lucas, and he has... Can you play something? Lucas. Okay. Okay. And I think this one goes out to Luca. And the first time here with us, you know, we know each other for only a day. Or maybe, no, in a few months, but this goes back to another story. We will tell you this later. Let us finish before we set up our new neighbors, because new studio, new neighbors.
Yeah. New friends.
New friends. The good thing about...
Possibly.
Yeah, the good thing about my neighbors here is they have kids, and one of them is even playing the electric guitar. That helps.
A funny thing that I saw when I was standing in front of your door, smoking a cigarette and looking at the other house, their name is Marsh.
Yeah.
And the shield is red.
And
I was instantly thinking about the red marsh. Yeah, it's the red marsh.
Yeah.
The Marsh family. Where is all?
Okay, where's all? Okay, we finished this with something very special to us. I hope I'm not too loud. I turned down. And see you guys next week. Enjoy. But now it's a lot of music, guys. And here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, I think this was our good night. Stop it! Ladies and gentlemen, this was episode number 62 with Mr. Olli Hartmann.
And of course, Mr. Thomas Blug.
It's been a real pleasure to talk about subjects beyond the GCM.
Any kind of sense?
Yeah. Okay, see you all guys next week. Take care. All the best and happy birthday.